Students, in this video I am going to discuss what is duality in linear programming problem and what is the use of duality. First we will give you the idea of what is the use of duality so that you can be motivated. Duality, actually what happens if you are using artificial variable, for example in say two-phase method. If you are using, say in the previous video we have discussed this example. You can see that originally if we are not interested in use of artificial variable a1 and a2 here, then how many variables are there? We have overall 4 artificial variables which will give you the problem in equation form. We are not interested in a1 and a2, then we are having 4 variables. But since we have not initial basis without a1 and a2, because if you remove these two columns then you are not able to get the initial basis. That's why we have inserted a1 and a2. Due to this we have increased the complexity of the problem because 2 more variables are included. So this will increase the number of variables and hence our calculation. So what is our purpose? Our purpose is to solve such type of problem without use of artificial variable. If suppose we are not interested to use artificial variable, then how we can solve the problem? This is our main idea about the new concept of duality. Okay, this is the idea that we want to solve a problem without use of artificial variable. Then how we can solve it? So we can solve it with the help of duality. So in this process, first we will discuss about what is duality. Second thing, how we can convert the given problem into a dual problem. Okay, so this is the task. So first upon, what is the duality? So associated with every linear programming problem, either maximization or minimization, there always exists another linear programming problem which is based upon the same data and having the same optimum solution. That means the data is as it is same as the given linear programming problem and the solution is also same. The solution of the actual problem and the solution of the converted problem, dual problem, both are having same solution. Fine. The original is called the primal problem, while the associated one is called the dual problem. Okay, so the original is called primal and the associated one called the dual. The two problems thus constitute a primal dual pair. They will constitute the primal dual pair. Okay, now so this is the dual. Now how we can convert the problem? So the key idea for constructing the dual from the primal are summarized as follows. Let's see the first, what is primal. So suppose we have a primal problem. Let's see this problem. So I will discuss this through an example. Suppose we have this problem. So maximization z is equals to x1 plus 4x2 plus 3x3 subject to 2x1 plus 3x2 minus 5x3 is less than equal to 2, 3x1 minus x2 plus 6x3 is greater than equals to 1, then x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equals to 4, then x1 is greater than equals to 0, x2 is less than equals to 0 and hence x3 is unrestricted. Okay, so this is the problem. So whatever be the problem, this is called the primal problem. Now our task is to write down the dual problem. Okay, so this is our example number 1. So now we want to convert the dual problem. So procedure is that associated with each constraint we have a new variable. So for the first constraint we have a new variable, say y1. For the second constraint we have a new variable y2, and for the third constraint we have a new variable y3. Fine. So this is our, so the new, in the this new problem we have variables y1, y2, y3 associated with each constraint. So now first, if we have a maximization problem, then in the dual we have a new problem which is nothing but the minimization. Here we are denoting the maximization as z, and here we will denote the another name. Suppose say w. W is equals to. Okay. Now first write down the objective function. So minimum of w is equal to, now objective function is this 2 is multiplied by this, so write down here 2y1. This right hand side 1 into y2, so plus y2. Then this 4 is multiplied by y3, write down here 4y3. So this is our objective function. Then subjected to the constraint, first constraint is associated with coefficient of x1. So coefficient of x1, this is the column associated with x1. So 2 into y1, so write down here 2y1 plus 3 into y2, so write down here 3y2. Then this 1 into y3, so write down here y3. Okay, so 2y1 plus 3y2 plus 1 into y3, this, and right hand side is associated with his coefficient of x1 here, which is 1. I am not writing the sign here. I will write down it later on. Fine. Similarly, associated with x2, here we have positive 3 which is multiplied by y1, so 3y1. Here we have minus x2 into y2, so minus y2. Here we have positive 1 into x2, so plus y3. And right hand side is from this positive 4, so 4. Now for the second x3, minus 5 into y1, so minus 5 into y1. Then plus 6 into y2, plus 6 into y2. Then 1 into y3 plus y3. And right hand side is associated with this positive 3, so 3. Fine. So this is our, now we don't know about the non-negativity condition. So non-negativity condition for y1, y2 and y3. So this is our problem. So now the task is to write down the sign of this and sign of y1, y2, y3. Now to find out the sign, we will use this table. Now remember this table. To remember this table is very easy. This table has two columns. One is the maximization problem. Another one is minimization problem. If suppose your problem is of, for example, here maximization, then this column becomes primal and this column becomes dual. But if suppose you have another problem, say this, suppose you have this problem, minimization, then in that case this becomes primal and this will become the dual. Okay, that's why this pair constitute primal dual or primal dual. अगर ये प्राइमल हुआ तो ये डुअल हो जाएगा, और अगर ये प्राइमल हुआ तो ये डुअल हो जाएगा. फाइन. सो दिस विल कंस्टिट्यूट द प्राइमल डुअल पेयर. फाइन. Second thing, in first column here we have constraints, then variables. Variables के अगेंस्ट है constraint और constraint के अगेंस्ट है variable. फाइन. कंस्ट्रेंट वेरिएबल, कंस्ट्रेंट वेरिएबल. इधर कंस्ट्रेंट है तो यहां वेरिएबल है, यहां वेरिएबल है तो यहां कंस्ट्रेंट है. ठीक. सेकंड थिंग, साइन एक इस तरह का ऑर्डर रखना है, सेम ऑर्डर, ग्रेटर देन, लेस देन, इक्वालिटी. ग्रेटर देन, लेस देन, इक्वालिटी की जगह अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड, बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरिएबल. इक्वालिटी नथिंग बट अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड. क्योंकि ये वेरिएबल है, सो ग्रेटर देन, यहां आई एम नॉट राइटिंग जीरो एनी एल्स बिकॉज दिस इज अ कंस्ट्रेंट, बट वेरिएबल में ग्रेटर देन मीन्स ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू जीरो, वेरिएबल में लेस देन मीन्स लेस देन इक्वल टू जीरो, इक्वालिटी मीन्स अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड। ठीक है ना, तो ऑर्डर सेम है, ग्रेटर ग्रेटर, लेस देन, इक्वालिटी मीन्स अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड। ठीक, सिमिलरली हियर सेम ऑर्डर, ग्रेटर ग्रेटर, लेस देन, अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड मीन्स इक्वालिटी बिकॉज वी आर राइटिंग कंस्ट्रेंट। तो इन तीन जगह सेम ऑर्डर रहेगा, यहां यहां और यहां सेम ऑर्डर। हाउएवर इन द फोर्थ प्लेस वी हैव टू रिवर्स द ऑर्डर, here we greater than so less than, here less than so greater than, और equality as it is same unrestricted। तो तीन जगह सेम साइन, चौथी जगह रिवर्स हो जाएगा, ग्रेटर की जगह लेस और लेस देन की जगह ग्रेटर। फाइन, वेरिएबल में इक्वालिटी का मतलब है अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड, सो अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड, और लेस देन जीरो, ग्रेटर देन जीरो। फाइन, सो दिस इज द टेबल। नाउ हियर यू विल सी इन द एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम, यू विल सी ये जो साइन है, दीज साइंस आर डिसाइडेड बाय द साइन ऑफ वेरिएबल्स, द साइन ऑफ कंस्ट्रेंट्स विल बी डिसाइडेड बाय द साइन ऑफ एक्चुअल वेरिएबल्स। सो द साइन ऑफ x1, the sign of x1 is greater than equal to 0, so here the sign of actual constraint is greater than equal to 0, x1, क्योंकि this is associated with x1, ये x1 के एसोसिएटेड था पूरा का पूरा। सो x1 का साइन डिसाइड करेगा कि इसका कंस्ट्रेंट का साइन क्या होगा। हियर वी हैव x1 इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0। नाउ इन दिस कॉलम प्रॉब्लम इज मैक्सिमाइजेशन, सो मैक्सिमाइजेशन, and here we are talking about the variable, so this is the variable, sign is greater than equal to 0, so greater than equal to 0. Now the corresponding constraint will be greater than type, greater than type will be the constraint, and hence the first constraint should be greater than type. Fine. Now second constraint is, second variable is less than type, so here maximization problem, variable second is less than type, the associated constraint will be less than type, and hence this should be less than type. Now the third is unrestricted, so for unrestricted the sign should be equality, hence this sign should be equality. Fine. Now decide the sign of variables y1, y2, y3, and these are decided by the sign of these three signs, they will decide the sign of y1, y2, y3. Here the sign is less than type and this is the constraint, so this is the constraint and the sign is less than type, so the sign is less than type, so the associated variable should be greater than equal to 0, hence this should be greater than equal to 0. Similarly second constraint is greater than type, so greater than type constraint, so the associated variable should be less than 0, so that's why y2 should be less than equal to 0. Now the third is equality type, so the associated variable should be unrestricted, hence y3 is unrestricted, this is the meaning. Okay, so y1 is greater than equal to 0, y2 is less than equal to 0, y3 is unrestricted. This is the dual problem. I think you understand. Let us see the another example. Example number 2. Example number 2, which is basically this minimization. So here the problem is this. This is the problem. This is our problem, primal problem. Now write down the dual. So this is the primal problem. So associated with the first constraint, the new variable will be y1, second constraint y2, for third y3. Okay, now first write down here the minimization, so here will be maximization of w, 7y1 plus 12y2, so 12y2 plus 10y3 plus 10y3. This is the objective function, this is the dual, this is the primal, this is the dual. Then subjected to the constraint, first constraint associated with x1, so 3 into y1, so 3y1 plus 2 x1 2 y2, so plus 2 y2, minus 4 x1 which is and y3, so minus 4 y3, and coefficient of x1 here is 1, so 1. Fine. Similarly, for x2 we have minus 1 into y1, so minus y1. Coefficient of x2 here is minus 4, multiply by this, so minus 4 y2. And there is no there is, the coefficient is 3, so 3 into this, so plus 3 y3. Right hand side coefficient of x2 is here minus 3, so minus 3. Now coefficient of x3 in first constraint is 2 y1, so 2y1. Coefficient of x3 here there is 0, so that's why there is no need to write down this. Coefficient of x3 here is 8 into y3, so plus 8 into y3, and right hand side is here minus 2, this coefficient, so minus 2. And then write down y1, y2 and y3. Okay, and now you can use this, we will use this. Okay, so to use this, basically what you will do first is this. Let's see here. First we will decide the sign of these constraints, and they are decided by this. So here we have x1 is greater than equal to 0, x2 is greater than equal to 0, and x3 is unrestricted. So now see the table. Yes, table. Here the actual problem is minimization. So this is now your primal, and now this is the maximum. So we have to see the table from right to left. Okay, here first variable is greater than 0. So now the variable is greater than 0. So the associated constraint should be less than type. So that's why this will be less than type. इधर से इधर देखेंगे तो वेरिएबल कैसा है, ग्रेटर देन 0. दैट्स व्हाई कंस्ट्रेंट शुड बी लेस देन टाइप. Second variable is x2 is greater than equal to 0, so this is also greater than 0. That's why constraint should be less than type. Third constraint is unrestricted, so associated one will be equality, so equality. Okay, so this is the, now find out the sign of y1, y2, y3, which is due to the this. First sign is less than type, second sign is greater than type, and the third is equality. Let's see in the table. Here in the table you will see here the sign of the first constraint. First constraint is less than type, that means this less than type, this is the constraint less than type, associated variable will be less than type, so y1 should be less than 0. Second constraint is greater than type, and hence associated variable will be greater than equal to 0. Similarly, the third is equality type, so variable will be unrestricted, so y3 is unrestricted. So this is the dual. Okay, so that's why, so if given problem is maximization, then dual will be this, and if the actual problem is primal problem is minimization type, then you have to see the table from right to left. Okay, so this is the primal dual pair. Okay, now in the next video we will discuss about this is another example. This is, we have already I think discussed this in our previous one. This was the example, this is the example we have already discussed, and this problem is already given in this. So I will provide the notes. So actually what is this? So in general, primal dual pair is this. So if suppose this is your primal, maximum z is equal to c transpose x subjected to ax is less than equal to b and x is greater than equal to 0, then the dual problem will be minimum of w. Dual is b transpose of y subjected to transpose of a. Row becomes column. You will see that in each case this row associated with row becomes what, column, and column becomes row. So 2 3 1 minus 3 minus 1 1 minus 3 minus 1 minus 1. So row becomes column and column becomes row. That's why a becomes a transpose of y, and less than type become greater than equal to c, y is greater than equal to 0. So this is our basically the matrix representation of primal dual pair. Okay, now in the next video we will discuss about the dual simplex method. Okay, fine, thank you.